Okay, so Lahontan Gold Corp is a fantastic story in the Walker Lane of Nevada. It's a relatively new story to the market. We went public 2022 April, so the best time in the world to go public. But that being said, we do have fantastic assets. We have 4 past producers, so we're pretty lucky with great projects. You can see in this picture here, this little town of Hawthorne, just to the left of the Santa Fe Star. That's the town that we work out of with our warehouse and team. We just purchased the West Santa Fe project. That's going to be a satellite project to the Santa Fe mine. And then Mojo is a high-grade gold and silver deposit that has never been in the public domain. And then Red Lick is a silver deposit that's next door to the famous Candelaria open pit project that was mined for 30 years that Silver One is now active on. You'll notice that Victoria Gold is a 34% shareholder. Management and ownership, myself and our VP, Brian Marr, we own 10%. This is because we all vended in our assets to form this company in 2020 of September, and we were all very passionate about moving this company forward. We've had a big year, even though the market's been so much fun. We released our main resource at our Santa Fe project, 1.7 million ounces. We closed a $3.1 million private placement in that timeline. Really, the resource estimate was fantastic to kind of land Santa Fe back on the plate of being in front of people. It was a past producer from 1988 to 1992 when the markets were depressed, $350, $400 gold. Corona Gold mined for 4 years, 88 to 92. Heap leached for a total of 6 years, but they still managed to make money, produce 375,000 ounces of gold and 710,000 ounces of silver. So pretty great numbers considering the time. They had great recoveries. Fortunately for us, because Victoria Gold vended this into our company, we've been able to take 1,250 drill holes, 100,000 meters of drilling, and use that as our launch off point. Hence why our 18,000 meters total to date of our own drilling adds up to 1.7 million ounces of gold. I will note that 1 million of that is in oxide. We have very high grade sulfides underneath our pits, but again, the oxides are our main focus at this point. We just closed a $2 million raise last week. That will enable us to continue our plan of operations on Santa Fe, because as you'll see shortly, we are fast-tracking this project back into production. Our board consists of John McConnell as the chair, myself, Josh Suras, Chris Donaldson. The team on the ground is well-versed in Nevada, open pit, exploration, and underground. So we've got a really well-rounded team. Everybody knows how to build mines on this team. So the resource breaks down to 1.11 million ounce indicated, 0.55 inferred, 1.12 gold EQ. This is a pit constraint model. We really believe in trying to put out the highest quality resource we can because it's to our benefit, so we understand our project to move it forward. Back in the day, they were getting 75% recoveries. Our neighbor 42 Gold, Isabel Pearl, is actively mining 3-gram rock, open pit style, with modernized mechanisms, and they're getting plus 80%. So we do believe when we go back into production, we'll be able to achieve the same goals. This is just a great drone picture of the slab Calvada pits, which look like little mini pits, which they are, of course. But this was mined at the end of mine life. It was shovel ready. They're just looking for the next bench to make money, but it leaves us with lots and lots of ounces in the ground. The little shadow in the fore picture is the Santa Fe pit, the largest pit today, which is still only 90 meters deep. And then beyond that is our lovely neighbors. So as I said, we're a mine under closure. We have a bond with the BLM. We do quarterly environmental reports with them. We have a substation on the property, 2 wells. So when you think about infrastructure, we have it. So we did some mag drone footage here, and this has turned out to be really helpful for us because we've been seeing in the low mag some higher numbers than what was produced back in the day. During the mine life slab Calvada complex was 0.7 gold that was mined, and we're seeing higher numbers, so this is an important part of the story. Right now, we've been drilling in and around these conceptual pits that you see in this picture to add more oxide ounces, and we are focused in the slab Calvada complex because it is shovel ready. It starts at the surface. This is what the beautiful Santa Fe pit looks like. I'd like to say that we were all geniuses, but we're really just seeing how big this pit can be. You can see all that beautiful oxide in the wall there, and we're just seeing how big it can be. Underneath this, we have hit some very high-grade sulfide with visible gold, like 4 meters of 110 grams gold. So yes, that's an exciting part of the story. And for a miner, when you think about the cost of mining, you're going to mine all the oxides and then you'd be drifting into the sulfides. So it is absolutely a perfect storm for the company. So this is our exploration program that we put together. We have drilled the Calvada East and the Calvada Central. I did stop the program short of what we wanted to do because of the lovely markets the past 4 months, to take a deep breath and take the data, model it, see where we are, so that we can be looking at our updated resource in Q1 of next year. We don't know if it's going to be just an updated resource or a PEA. That is absolutely market dependent. We've had some thick intervals over at Calvada. All you can see here is we're adding more ounces to the zone. The pit will be a larger pick and stream model once we move forward. And as well over in the York area, which is our smallest pit to date, that hasn't seen a drill hole in 30 years. So numbers are great. You can just see that the 30.5 meters, 0.74 grams. Like, this is good stuff, and we're just adding more oxide ounces. In our minds, we want to be the oxide consolidator of the Walker Lane. So in parallel with this, I believe that you need to plan for the future, and we know we want to take this back into production, and I want to be standing here next year at this exact time telling you we're making a production decision. So that herein lies the plan of operations. This is an expensive study to do. It's about $500,000 US. We need to do spring and fall, bugs and bunnies, raptors, all the fun things that we need to do to make sure that we're mining properly. But the good news is next year this time we'll be close to having that permit in hand. It takes between 14 and 18 months, as the BLM is telling us. But even in all the yellow you see there, we can build heap leach pads. We can drill everything out. I will note that we have been working under a notice of intent for all our drilling because we have 26 patent claims over in the slab of Calvada area. We also have past production, so in the pits, the mine dumps, everywhere else, they don't really care for drilling there. So we can get a lot done under notice of intent. We just did this fantastic transaction 2 months ago called West Santa Fe. I've demanded my team to find me more oxide without taking over another company. I really like buying assets on an asset level because it's focused on organic growth through the drill bit. But you'll just note all these colorations here. So this company that we picked it up from drilled 171 drill holes, all shallow, only 11,000 meters of drilling, but all oxide starts at the surface, and it's +1 grams. And you'll note in that little picture there, it's 15 kilometers away from Santa Fe. So this is absolutely a satellite to our Santa Fe property. It's a big land package. We've extended it. We've done mag work. There's only been 5 holes deeper than 165 meters because the work was done back in 84 to 85. And you'll notice in this leapfrog model that they're all vertical except for a couple holes there. I guess that's what they did back then. But the long story short is that it starts at the surface. Our team thinks there's a +1 million ounce deposit here, and it's got grade, and grade and size is the most important thing in my book. It was a very low-cost deal, a 7-year agreement, back-end loaded, $10,000 the first year, $20,000 the next year, and so on. The majority of it needs to be paid in year 7. We only have to spend $1.4 million on the ground to meet those qualifications, as well as we have the opportunity to pay all of it in half in shares if we wish. It does have a 2% NSR. 1% of that can be bought down for $200,000. So relatively modest investment for us to test this project, and again, it's 15 kilometers away. We just, as I said, just closed $2 million last week, which I'm really happy to say. We're cashed up. Our plan for the next 6 months is to focus on the remaining work that needs to be done for the poo, so that we're on target for the next round that we need to be done there. And then the team is now moving over to West Santa Fe to do drone map and sample and get to know our beautiful new asset, study it, and then have a drill permit in hand in January so we can bring a drill rig back out. And yes, I will need to raise more money for that part of the raise, but I am happy to see that with the round we just did in this fantastic market, 90% of the investors that came in were institutions that either we wanted to come in before in the last round that they couldn't for one reason or another. They're all in now, so we're starting to build up a nice rounded shareholder base. Again, Victoria owns 34%, and I and my business partner own 8.1, and we're all locked up anyway, so we're all just dedicated to building this company up. The chart at the bottom, when we started the company, just April of 2022, the average ounce in the ground was getting $65 an ounce. And as you can see how our market has evolved, we have a lot of runway in front of us, and we're going to couple all of this with marketing, because I've paid through all of our marketing budget through middle of next year. So you're going to get to know us a lot, because, again, we're a news story, and we just need to get the message out how fantastic our assets are. I was on time.
Excellent. You're ahead of time. We got a minute for questions.
Yeah. Any questions? No?
I'll throw one
I
at
must
you.
have done a good job.
Your strip ratio on your ounces there, what does that look like?
2.3.
That's for
all of our
across.
deposits, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So over at Slab Calvada, it was basically nil, 0.7. But when you add in the strip ratio over everything so far, it's 2.3. That being said, when you look at the mine life that you put together, you would start at Slab Calvada area because it's shovel ready while you're laying back over the Santa Fe zone.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.